These days, there's so many people talking about the importance of gut health and probiotics and prebiotics and fermented foods, but almost nobody is talking about the importance of actually doing testing, like a stool test, to see what's going on inside your gut. There's so much that you can learn from testing like this, and in today's video, we're going to talk about 3 of my favorite companies for stool testing, and we're going to look at a sample result from a stool test to get an idea of some of the amazing things that you can learn from a test like this. You don't want to miss out on this, and in 10 seconds, we're going to talk about all of it. Hi, I'm Sage. Thanks for joining me. I'm here to be your source of cutting-edge wellness information to help you get the answers you're looking for and become happier and healthier. Please do me a favor and click the subscribe button and ring the notification bell. It just takes a moment and it does so much to support our tiny family business. You have no idea how helpful it is. And, you know, I am so passionate about supporting you guys on your health journey, not just with educational information, but also with some of the amazing products that I've created for our company. There's a link down in the description below that will take you to our website after you finish watching this video, so you can check out what we've created. We have the world's healthiest gourmet chocolates, delicious elixir blends, and the purest and most potent adaptogens that you'll find anywhere. Now, let's talk about these stool tests. There's a lot of different companies that you can get stool tests done. This is not something that you can generally do just on your own. It's something that you need to have ordered for you through a doctor, ideally, through a functional medicine doctor who will have some expertise in this and can help you interpreting the results once you get the test results back. 3 of my favorite companies for this are Geneva Diagnostics, Great Plains Laboratories, and Microbiome Labs. These are all fantastic. Now today, I want to walk through with you guys a sample result from Microbiome Labs in particular, which is very cool to look at. I think you guys are going to find this pretty fascinating because this is not my test. This is not a test of somebody that I know. This is simply a test that they provide for people to look at as a sample, so you know what kind of info you're getting. And I want to take you through this. So let's have a look. So here we have a sample test from Biomfx, and I thought it would be fun for us to take a look through this and get an idea for what kind of information you actually get back after having this test done. So I'll scroll down a little bit, and here's the report summary, and then we'll get into a little bit more of the detailed information. But here on the left, you have your gut microbiome index. The higher up you are here, of course, that's going to be good. And here we're taking a look at the diversity of the gut microbiome. A more diverse gut microbiome is generally going to be healthier. Then you have your AMR richness and pathogen levels. For example, this person here, this measures, you might think this is weird. Why do you want to be high on the pathogen scale? So this is a pathogen control index. So it's kind of the inverse of what you would initially think. But you can see this person here has C. diff, which they're going to be a lot happier and feeling a lot better once they get that under control. Now, here we have our keystone species. This is a lot of bacteria that are not within the healthy range. A lot of these, you can see this person would be a lot better off having more of. This one, Akkermansia, is getting a lot of attention these days for helping with blood sugar control, for example. Now, here we have some different functions that are measured that were not in the right range. So this person you'll see later on, their Gaba production is not happening at all. Going down now to page number 2. So this is looking at the gut microbiome overall index. This is kind of like your total score. So this person is not doing too bad, but at a 26, they definitely have some room for improvement, and we'll see a lot of those things that can be improved. So in terms of the diversity, we have the alpha diversity index and beta diversity index. Of course, they do a little bit better on the beta scale. Definitely could improve on the alpha scale. And then this is the gut stability, the resistosome occurrence index. Now, these might all sound a little bit strange there, but you'll get to a little bit more, I would say, understandable information a little later on. Now, here we get really into the weeds, super in detail. So we're looking at a phylum level at how the balance of all these different bacteria is looking in the gut. You can see that it's dominated generally, and this is pretty much always going to be the case, by Bacteroidetes and Firmicutes bacteria. But the ratio of those will always vary a little bit, and it's important to note which one is actually the dominant. Now here you can see the numbers on each individual one relative to what you see in a general healthy population. And here we look at it at the family level. Same kind of idea here. You get to see a whole bunch of these and at what levels they're at and how it compares to healthy population. Then going down a little bit more, here we see the dysbiosis ratios. This is what I was talking about a moment ago, the ratio of firmicutes to bacteroidetes, which can have a big impact on your health. And here, proteobacteria to actinobacteria ratios. And you can see it takes your ratio and what is the ratio of a general healthy population, what's the healthy range, and so you at least want to make sure you're somewhere within that range. Now, like for example here, this person has no Prevotella, so they're scoring a 0. Having more Prevotella, as you can see here, is actually associated with lower BMI and reduced incidence of chronic inflammatory disease. Now, going down here, we start to look at pathogens. So, C. diff, this is a pretty mean one, and it's good that this person is finding out that they have some work to do here. There's a tiny amount of E. coli and Bacteroides fragilis, not huge alarm bells going off there, but also good to be aware of. And now here's a bunch of things that they tested for, and they were not detected, thank goodness. And here's a full list of things that were tested for. Most of these, as you can see, didn't show up on that list, like this person is not going to have a candida problem, for example, or Epstein-Barr virus showing up, or things like that, or cytomegalovirus. Now, going down here, it's again looking at more bacteria in the gut, like Akkermansia, which we mentioned before is being talked about a lot these days for blood sugar balance. It was not detected in their system. So this is definitely something to consider as maybe a probiotic they want to take, or just an area that generally could be improved upon. You can see here a bunch of other bacteria not being detected in the firmicutes category. And so here we look at things that are going to produce different short-chain fatty acids that have different impacts on various areas of health in terms of acetate producers, butyrate producers, etc. And here they give also some really nice educational charts like this in terms of the way you're fermenting carbohydrates or fermenting protein in the body and what that ends up producing as a result of the fermentation. And so here, in terms of the saccharolytic fermentation, this person is scoring pretty low. So here we have another area for improvement. And butyrate production is really not happening here. See, the healthy range is between 256 to 1090, and this person is scoring 16. So a different balance of bacteria in this person's gut could lead to a much healthier gut, because butyrate is the preferred fuel for the cells that line the gut to be able to have a healthy gut lining. And again here, propionate, also on the low side, definitely room for improvement. Acetate, doing good there, right in the middle of the green zone, that's nice. Lactate, a little high, but not totally in the red. Here we get into some proteolytic fermentation. So we have overall summary is looking pretty good. And so these are things that you do want to produce some of, but you don't want to be making too much. You make too much and you get into some trouble. So phenols, ammonia, hydrogen sulfide, yikes. So in terms of ammonia and hydrogen sulfide, we're getting into a bit of a danger zone of some fermentation byproducts that could end up being pretty harmful. Methane is low, so that's a positive there. And now here we get really interesting because we look at the hormones and neurotransmitters that are being detected here. So Gaba production, absolutely not happening. And Gaba is huge for overall cognitive health. So this is a pretty big one that this person needs to be aware of. Glutathione production, here we're looking pretty good. And here's a great chart about the pathways of gut inflammation, really fascinating to look at. Now we go down and we look at histamine production. Histamine production in this person is pretty high. So that's something that could be very well addressed with perhaps some changes in diet, or perhaps some changes in supplementation and better understanding of their genetics. Indole production, a little on the low side, and estrogen recycling levels are a little high here. So that definitely, estrogen balance in the body affects so many different functions throughout the system. So getting that under control can have a lot of downstream benefits. Now, a lot of vitamins are synthesized in the gut. And so here we're going to start looking at vitamin biosynthesis. And so primarily we're talking about B vitamins here. So we can look at how the synthesis of all these B vitamins is happening. These are generally in this person doing quite good. B9 a little bit low, B12 a little low, and vitamin K2 just barely getting in there. Could be a little better, but hopefully they're getting some dietary sources of K2. And so that's it for this test. Pretty interesting, right? So that was pretty amazing, right? I'm imagining after this, you're going to be calling up your functional medicine doctor and asking, how soon can I have my stool test done? Because the things that you can learn from this about your gut health and then make real actionable health strategy plans from there are pretty amazing. Now, before you go, over here is another video that I think you'd enjoy watching after this, and over here on the other side is one that the YouTube algorithm thinks you'd enjoy. And up there is a link to our website. Have a beautiful day, and I look forward to seeing you guys again next time.